Welcome in, guys. As you're coming in, like, share, subscribe. I am currently making Cheesecake Factory rolls. This is the Bub Zebu. Hi, welcome in. Um, this is the mix for, or the dry ingredients for the Cheesecake Factory bread. This is 2 cups of bread flour and 1 3/4 cups of um, whole wheat flour. Then I did molasses. This is the molasses that I did. I used this molasses right here. Let me know if you guys heard of this molasses right here. This is, I just got it from Amazon. I mean, they had like several, but I just got this because it was cheaper. And then I did 1/4 cups of honey. Okay. It has a weird, this right here has a weird smell to it. So I don't know if I'll be using this one again, particular one. It smells weird. It smells off. So I don't know. This one right here is what I used. Um, and then I used this. I just used like maybe 1/4 of cocoa powder of this one right here. So again, this right here, I used 2 cups of bread flour. The bread flour I used was the King Arthur organic. I tried the gold medal bread flour before, and I don't like how the texture is. The bread flour King Arthur organic one is much softer. The gold medal one is a lot rougher. It's a lot rougher texture. The King Arthur organic flour is a lot softer. It's a whole lot softer. So I used that, and then I used 1 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour. Hey, elevated queen, or elevated guider. Sorry if I messed up your name. So, and then I used molasses. I used I think 2 tablespoons of molasses, and then I used 1/4 cups of honey, and it looks like this. Now, I'm going to do the yeast part. I wanted to do the yeast part so that way I can do it online. I just went ahead and got this out the way so it'll be a lot easier. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So I'm doing 1 1/2 cups of warm water. and then I did 2 and 1, and then I did 2 and 1/4 tablespoons of active dry yeast. Let me know if you guys go to the Cheesecake Factory. As you're coming in, as you guys coming in, like, share, subscribe. I do cooking, baking. I do cooking and baking content. So I do cooking, baking content, or cooking and baking content. So if you like, that, then feel free to hit that like button. It's free. Feel free to subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. If you like cooking content, because I do a lot of bread baking. If you like homemade breads, like maybe later on this week, I'll probably do like brown butter cinnamon rolls. So I plan on making that this week. I do like all the restaurant, all the fast food chain rolls that has rolls to them, like Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, Logan's, Texas Roadhouse, um, Red Lobster. My main thing is the Red Lobster ones. I only did the Olive Garden ones once. I need to do that again. And I do like homemade sub rolls. So if you guys like homemade subs rolls or whatever, feel free to stick around. I'll be doing that on live soon. The homemade rolls, like the sandwich rolls like you get from Publix. So yeah, I do that. I do mostly a whole lot of breads. I do a whole lot of breads, rolls. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Logan's rolls. I did that before. It did not come out correctly, so I need to do that again. Um, I do breadsticks. I did breadsticks yesterday or the other day on my live, on one of the lives, and it didn't come out as well as I thought it would. Um, so I gotta do something different. But the texture is there. As you guys are coming in, like, share, subscribe. I see 3 people watching. Thank you for the 3 people that's watching. Um, so as I stated, um, I'm making Cheesecake Factory rolls from scratch. I'm gonna go over it again. And here, I'm show this again. In here, it's 2 cups of bread flour. I use King Arthur organic. Um, Deborah Ray, welcome in. Thank you for watching, coming in. I use King Arthur organic flour. The gold medal bread flour did not work as well. Um, the King Arthur organic flour is a lot softer. And then I did 1 3/4 of um, of whole wheat flour. The whole wheat flour I use gold medal. I did molasses in here. I did 2 tablespoons of molasses. I'm gonna show the molasses again for those that's coming in. I use this one right here. This is the molasses that I used. This is my very first time using this molasses. I'm not fond of the smell, but maybe that's what molasses is supposed to smell like. Let me know if you guys have ever used these or ever used this particular one. The ones that's coming in, Deborah Ray or Deborah, have you used this one before? This brand right here. And then I use, after the molasses, I'll just going over the ingredients of what I use. I use this cocoa powder. I only use like, I think, not very much of this. Not very much of this. And it said to add instant coffee to it, but I don't have instant coffee right now. So this is the only thing that I really had to, I've been had this though. So yeah, I used this in it, the molasses, and then I used 1/4 of honey, and I put some olive oil in it. And this is this is the yeast mixture. This is what it looks like. I just pre-measured everything out so that way it would go a lot faster. Well, not faster, it would be easier, I should say. So this is what it looks like. It looks dark, but that's what they said to do. So I think it was because of the molasses in it. So now I'm just waiting for this yeast mixture to get really foamy. It's almost there, but not quite. And here I did 1 1/2 cups of warm water to 2 1/4 tablespoon of active dry yeast, and I did sugar, and I put some extra virgin olive oil in here. And this is what it looks like right now. So the olive oil that I used was this. This is the olive oil that I used. Just a little bit of this in there. I think I did 2 tablespoons of this. So if you wanna know what the ingredients of what I use, then you gotta just scroll it back once the live is over. I bought it off of Amazon. Deborah, I bought it off of Amazon. Yep, you can find that off of, you could get that off of Amazon. That's where I bought it from. So I'm gonna give this little bit few more minutes before I do it because after that it's gonna go really really fast and I'm trying to make this live into a short after and I don't think it works really because I don't have the live. I don't be on here long enough to have it on as a short. So I need to be on here to at least what you guys think about 8 o'clock and it will work because it's like 6:48 right now, and that's not enough time to What I could do is make some brown butter for um for the cinnamon rolls while that's going. While this is waiting, I think that's what to do. I'm currently gonna make some brown butter. Okay. I'm currently making some brown butter. This is gonna be the brown butter is gonna be for some cinnamon rolls that I'm gonna be making probably tomorrow. Cause I need this to be a little bit longer today this time. So I'm just letting this butter melt down. And then as it gets brown, then I'm gonna turn it off. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. And then after I do this part, then I'm going to um, get back to the then I'm gonna get back to the bread. But this is gonna be for another recipe. All I'm doing right now is melting the butter. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button. It's free. This is gonna be for brown butter cinnamon rolls that I'm gonna be making later in the week. So once this butter is melted, then I'll go ahead and turn it off. So what is your guys' favorite restaurants to go to? Like I said before, I usually do all the breads from the restaurants that I usually go to. Um, the only thing that I need to do now is do my Olive Garden rolls or garlic breadsticks again, because when I did them the last time, um, when I did it the last time, they didn't come out well. So I need to redo those again. I really do. I do the Red Lobster biscuits. Those are always a hit. Um, and I do the Texas Roadhouse rolls. Um, and I do the Logan's Roadhouse rolls as well. And then Outback rolls. I found that the Outback and the Cheesecake has the same rolls. They use the same kind of bread. So there's really no need for me to do a different recipe for. It really doesn't make no sense for me to do a different recipe. So as this butter is turning brown, you can see how it looks right now. It only takes a few minutes for this to turn brown, because I do not want, because butter burns really fast, guys. When it starts to turn brown, that's when you take it off. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. If you like cooking, baking content, feel free to stick around. I'm currently prepping for another dish. I'm currently gonna do I'm just doing brown butter for brown butter brown butter cinnamon rolls. So right now I'm just melting the butter. It's almost there, guys. This is what it looks like now. Can you guys see that? All I'm doing is getting this, is trying not to burn it. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. If you like cooking and baking content, feel free to stick around. All I'm doing right now is melting this butter so I can prep for the next recipe that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be called, or which is called brown butter cinnamon rolls. So right now I'm just waiting for this butter to get brown, and then I'll turn the stove off. So how was your guys' day today? What did you guys do? So like I was stating, I'm just currently waiting for this butter to get browned. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe, hit that like button. Because I don't want to turn this stove up too high because butter burns really quick. So right now, I'm just waiting for it to get brown. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. Right now I'm just prepping for my next recipe that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be called brown butter cinnamon rolls. And right now I'm just waiting for the butter to turn brown, because butter burns really quickly, guys. If you never browned butter before, you gotta constantly stir it, because you can't like just leave it sitting there on the stove, because it will burn. Because butter, it burns really quickly if you don't watch it. And I got mine on a low temperature right now. So what are you guys doing tonight? Like I said, currently I'm just letting this butter brown for my next recipe, which is going to be brown butter cinnamon rolls. And right now I'm just browning this butter, because butter, if you don't watch the butter and if you don't constantly stir the butter, it's gonna burn really quickly. So you just need to keep stirring. So I don't know if you guys ever browned butter before or whatnot. So, because butter does burn really quickly. I'm gonna let you know that right now. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. It's getting there, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Because I don't want this butter to burn, so I might give it a few more minutes and then I'm going to turn it off. Because alright, this is what it looks like right now. Hold on. This is what it looks like right now. The brown butter. This right here. I'm gonna let that sit. Now, let's go back to this. You see how this got frosty up already? Just like that. This is what you're looking for right here. Again, this is 1 1/2. Let me go to the bathroom. Now, this right here is exactly what you want. This is 1 1/2 cups of warm water. Um, this is 1 1/2 cups of warm water. 2 1/4 cup of active dry yeast, and I put sugar in it, and I put extra virgin olive oil in it. So, and this is what it looks like right now. This is exactly what you're looking for right here. You see this texture right here? This is exactly what you want right here. Now, I'm trying to wait till, we get, now I'm pouring this into here. And now I'm mixing it. A little bit more bread flour. I'll just do another half. I'm adding another half of um I'm doing another half of a bread flour. See how that works. Yeah, that's better. So the recipe had called for 2 cups of bread flour and 1 1/3 cups of whole wheat flour. With just the 2 cups of bread flour, it did not work. So I added, it wasn't enough flour. So I just added another a half a cup of bread flour and it worked a little bit better. So this is what it looks like right now. I gotta so after I added the 2 cups of bread flour and I added 1 1/3 cups of whole wheat flour. It was the dough was still too wet, so I added another a half cup of bread flour, and this is what it looks like right now. As you guys come in, like, share, subscribe. This is the dough that I made for um, this is the brown butter that I just did on live with you guys. All I did was melted 2 sticks of butter. This is going to be and let it brown. Um, and this is going to be for brown butter cinnamon rolls. The first step it was to brown your butter, and I did that with you guys on live. And this is what it came out like. The brown butter right here. So if you want to know how to do it, just go back, just scroll back, and you can see what the process was. The only thing I could tell you is that you need to keep stirring the butter because otherwise it will be burnt, the butter. So this is the result after I browned the butter. So now what I'm doing, so now what I'm doing is kneading the dough. I added, like I said, I followed the recipe. It said 2 cups of bread flour and 1 1/3 of whole wheat flour. When I did that, the dough was too wet still, so I added another half. I added another half cups of bread flour, and it worked out a little bit better. So now I'm just kneading the dough for a few minutes. And if you guys want to see what the um, if you guys want to see what the ingredients is, everything I used, you just got to scroll back. You just got to scroll back and then you'll see what I use. Right now, I'm just kneading the dough a few more minutes. And I'm putting flour on my hand as I go. So that way the dough won't stick to my hand. And that's all I'm doing, is adding flour, a little bit of flour to my hand, and then keep kneading. And keep kneading as you go. So what is your guys' favorite restaurants to go to? For me, it's I like Olive Garden. I like Red Lobster. Um, Here's some more flour. I think the texture is there. And again, I'm just adding flour to my pan. But I was asking you guys, what was your favorite restaurant to go to? For me, it's it's Olive Garden. For me, it's Olive Garden. Red Lobster. It's Olive Garden, Red Lobster, um, Cheesecake Factory, and Texas Roadhouse. I'm gonna give this a few more minutes of kneading. So again, it looks like this. Because I don't want to go in there too late. So, like I said, this is what it looks like right now. So, do you guys think that you can make this? Again, all I did was follow the recipe. I used 2 cups of King Arthur bread flour, and I did 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour, and then when I mixed the dough together, it came out too wet, and then I added another 1/2 cups of bread flour, and it came out like this. After I kneaded it for a few minutes, it looks like this. This is what it looks supposed to look like. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. So I'm gonna let it sit overnight probably, because I'm not gonna eat it tonight. I'm not gonna bake it off tonight. I'm just gonna let it sit overnight, so that way tomorrow I can make it into bread, or like, yeah, make it into bread. So this is what it looks like after. Can you guys see that? So this is what it's supposed to look like. If you want the ingredients, you can go back to the replay. I mean, when the live is over, you could go to the back. You could scroll back and watch the replay, because I mentioned it a few times. I showed what I was using a few times. So yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys again. This is what the result is. And now I'll show you one more time what we did on live too. This right here, before I let you guys go, this right here is brown butter that we did, or that I did on live. All I did was melted 2 sticks of unsalted butter, and I just let it melt down. And the only thing I could tell you again, guys, is that you don't want to walk away from your butter, because your butter will burn, because butter burns really fast. So you got to keep constantly stirring. That's all I can tell you. You got to keep constantly stirring. This right here is going to be for my next recipe, which is going to be brown butter cinnamon rolls. And I did the first step on live, which is melting the butter, and it looks like this. When the butter is brown, this is what it's supposed to look like, or this is what it should look like. I'm sorry. This is what it should look like for my next recipe. Again, all I did was melted 2 sticks of butter on the stove and let it melt and let it get brown. Again, do not let your butter burn, because it will burn really fast. So this is exactly what it's supposed to look like. This copper color right here. Because this is gonna be for my next recipe. Brown butter cinnamon rolls. I might make that tomorrow, or I might make that on Friday. I don't know yet. But this is what it looks like right here, and this is what I did on live like a few minutes ago. Just gotta scroll back when the live is over. So I'm gonna let you guys go. And stuff like that. I'll just let you guys go. And if, like I said, if you want to see what the recipe was, or the ingredients that I use, you just gotta scroll back when the live is over. So yeah. So just scroll back, guys, of what I'm